Hello, everyone. Today's video is about the H-1B lottery in 2023, what happened, how many applicants there were, and possible changes coming in the future. So let's go to the data first. So I'm going to share my screen here. And I'm going directly to the USCIS H-1B registration process page that you can find with these search terms. And if you scroll down this page, they actually have published all of the data for the last 4 years on H-1B registrations and how many were actually selected. And what you can see here is you can see some massive numbers increasing every year and culminating in fiscal year 2024 with 780,000 applicants, again, for only 85,000 H-1B visas. And let me be clear too, though it's only 2023, this data in 2024 refers to the lottery that was conducted this year because those H-1B visas for the winners don't take effect until 2024. They start in the 2024 fiscal year. So that really refers to the lottery that happened this year. So as you can see here, 780,000 total applicants. But what's more alarming is, remember, they changed, I believe it was in 2021. They changed the process to where you first simply register for the H-1B lottery with a pretty minimal fee and process. In the past, you actually had to complete the entire application, pay, all the attorney's fees at least, to have it prepared before you could enter the lottery. What that did was it decreased the number of applicants because companies weren't going to pay all this money if they weren't even guaranteed of having an H-1B. And so they changed that process, which made sense. I agreed with, of course, because then you could enter the lottery and they wouldn't hire me or another immigration lawyer to prepare their application until they knew they'd won the lottery. So it makes a lot of sense in terms of saving resources. But the problem now is because the cost of entering the lottery is so much lower, we're getting some gamemanship of the system. And USCIS has discovered this and documented this very clearly. If you look at the numbers on 2024, you'll see that 480,000 registrants had multiple employers filing for them. And USCIS is now investigating and discovering that much of this can be gamemanship, where companies, in conjunction with individual, presumably, are filing multiple applications for the same registrant via different entities to increase the chances of an H-1B. And USCIS is trying to figure out how to put a stop to this, because less than half of the registrants had one chance, one employer, and they're being unduly hurt by people who are gaming the system. But let me be clear about one thing. Technically, it's not unlawful in any way to have two employers. If I had two legitimate job offers, each register me in the H-1B lottery. And that makes sense from an incentive standpoint. They're so hard to get. And so I'm not commenting or judging individuals who have multiple offers and are registered multiple times by different companies legitimately. But let's look at the attestation that employers are not allowed to do. If you go down here, unfairly increasing chances of selection, employers must attest that they have not done the following. They haven't worked with or agreed with another agent, petitioner, company to file multiple registrations for the same individuals to increase chances. So employers, remember, are filing these registrations, and if they are found to work in conjunction with somebody else to try to get that employee in H-1B, that's a violation, and that's being investigated. So you have to understand that language carefully. But I think ultimately what is another very clear takeaway is we need more H-1B visas, which anybody in the field has been saying for a very long time. 85,000 is not enough for an economy our size. That number was set in 1990. We have massive oversubscription. We're losing very talented people who have often been educated in the US because we can't keep them here to work for companies that need them. Let me just point to one other article. There's a good article in Forbes that talks about changes based on some of the gamesmanship I just mentioned, as well as making the point I made, which is we really need increases in H-1B visas. That number is artificially low. You can find this article on Forbes.com and search those terms. So Anyway, I think this is a long enough video. Those are where the resources are to know more what happened with the H-1B lottery this year. I am looking forward to some changes because I want more individuals to get H-1B visas, and the biggest change would be increase those numbers, of course. Okay, thanks everyone.